Greetings, Elder Blacklight. You know, a lot of y'all might say, "Well, we see you getting clips from other people's video, and I got a method in my madness that I know that y'all don't probably understand." And I keep saying the same thing over and over again. For years and years, we was programmed by television, movies, radio, records. A message is being sent to the whole planet on the culture here in America. We call it the United Snakes of America. These devils know technology, which translates into psychology. They're master scientists at this. We're 400 years behind in education. Even though we invent and we do brilliant things, there's just something in our DNA that makes us like that. But we don't never stop to analyze ourselves. We don't stop to analyze our enemy. So this shot right here of Vin Rhymes and Nipsey, I don't know who that other brother is. They're in jail. Generations of criminals, so-called criminals. Ben Rhymes is Nipsey's Hustles. I'm sorry if I keep pronouncing his name wrong. I'm old school. Forgive me. 72. And I'm just not learning the language of the now generation, or the now era. And they behind bars, both of them criminals. Ben Rhymes got brain cancer, and he don't want his son to end up dead. But anyway, I just got through studying up on Nipsey. The brother was brilliant. But I don't want y'all to get upset with me. When I was in the music business, in the music industry, I was on the outskirts, although I performed and traveled and made money off of the music industry. Small change, you know, but it was something I always loved. And I had a chance to get over, but I was still been a slave. And I didn't want to shortchange myself. So I didn't sell none of my music for a little money. And I wouldn't bow down to their sex orgies. I wouldn't get hooked on opium and all like that. And then eventually I just walked away from it, from the music. But I always went to school for camera. I was a cameraman. Learned how to edit a little bit. And then I was a television personality and a radio personality. So I know about the entertainment world. I also had some gangster uncles. I had a uncle that was a FOI. My grandmother was an MGT. My mother was an MGT. And my aunt was an MGT. I know about gangsterism. I know about the Nation of Islam. I got a well-rounded education. This is one thing I know that we must do. We can't be in bed with the devil and his industries. We got to form our own industry. We can't even use the devil's money. The devil's money is weaponized. In the Bible, it says in Revelations about the 666, the mark of the beast on your forehead. Well, that's what the money is. Branded inside your forehead, the mark of the beast is the 666, but it's also the devil's brand. The Yakub branded in his brain. And I don't, want to go into detail on that, but that money is a tracker. You using his money. You have nothing to trade with him except your talents, your ideas, or your your body, your physical. Your physical, like sports and, boxing or whatever. All that's up under entertainment. But the science that you naturally have, that we naturally have in our DNA, is lying dormant. And when one or two of us break out that are scientists, he actually uses them, and they think they're doing something for the whole planet, but they're just doing something for the white man. So when you get a business or whatever, you still working for the white man, because you got to get a business license. You got to register your name. That costs money. And if you get a loan or whatever, you got to pay the money back with interest, plus make a profit. You got to pay the IRS, which ain't nothing but a collection agency for the Fed, for the Federal Reserve. And then when we do these little licks, armed robbery, selling dope, we still working for the man. The white man got a underground economy, and he got a economy on top. He making money either way. You working for him either way. And when you stacking up millions, that money, it ain't about the money with him. It's about the resources and the land. What he can do with the land. So if he controls the resources and the land, if he controls the elements, how can you own the moon? You go up there and put a flag on the moon and say it's yours. How can you own a landmass on the planet Earth? Put a flag on it and say, this is my landmass, and you're going to do as I say. And if, when the Caucasoid came over here to the wilderness of North America, he ran technology on the Indian until he got to know how to live over here. He came over here, he was trading with the Indians, and then that's how he got us. When over in Africa was trading with the brothers over there to steal a few of our scientists, and he ran game on them. I ain't got time to go into that. But you got to study all this yourself. You got to find out where to get the knowledge from. But eventually, we got to separate all together. We can't use his money. We got to get our own money. Study up on Gaddafi. But see, Gaddafi was once in bed with the Caucasoid. So if the only one I know that successfully used the Caucasoid's money against him was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He lived to be an old man, and he built up an empire. Today, it would be worth billions of dollars. You know, so eventually we was going to be acting as a nation within a nation, but he would have had all the black gold, which is the black man, and the Caucasian. He had to break that up because he couldn't do it while Elijah was living. He had to wait till he died out and went through, connect through the weak ones. So I always remember this. You're only as strong as your weakest link. You're only as strong as your weakest link. And this right here is a trap. It's a trap. But once you get into the music industry, you know, and make some money in the industry, he gonna have you. You ain't gonna get out unless you're very smart. You know, I ain't got time to go into it. This is something you got to study up on. This is black light. Always look before you leap. Black light.